Guys, what is going on? It's your old pal CHH here. Let's do something somewhat different today. I want to talk about physical media, TV horror. I've got a lot of cool stuff I want to show off and kind of show you my taste and what I think is fun about TV physical horror. A lot of it is fun DVD stuff. I've got some bootlegs I want to show because I think some of the stuff, there is no legitimate release. Some of it possibly in the future, some of it probably not. But let's take a look, and you can kind of see my taste. I'm gonna kind of go in a random order. Another fun thing about doing videos like this is if there are things you guys are into that you can let me know about, I'll grab it. This is American Horror Story 1984. This is one of the only seasons besides Roanoke that I actually enjoyed. A lot of the seasons of American Horror Story, I like the first couple episodes, and then it gets slower than a turtle, and I get out of it. But this one was fun. I liked American Horror Story 1984. I haven't kept up with that show. I don't even know if they do the show anymore, quite frankly. Let me just stop for a second. I am not the world's biggest Walking Dead fan. I started watching it a little bit, and I was liking some of the early stuff. But I'm going to pull up some pictures of some of those ridiculously cool box sets that I would just love to own. I don't own any physical media of The Walking Dead, and I kind of wish I did when those were being sold just because of how cool they were. And I don't know, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for some of these because they're just so freaking cool. So if you have any of these, please let me know. Some of them were just gorgeous to look at, but yeah, I don't own any of those. So here is the first season of Creepshow, season 1. It's the only season I think I really wanted to own. I like some stuff from 2 and 3, but not enough to really want to buy them. But season 1 I was really happy with. I think I enjoyed 90% of season 1. And so, yeah, I got this Blu-ray. I'm sure you can still get it online if you want. You can reverse the artwork on there. Some really fun stories in here. So, yeah, I got that. Good show. I'm glad it's still going. Now, this is cool, guys. And we're going to talk about this again. Friday the 13th. On TV. Have you guys seen the show? There's some good stuff in there. I'm telling you. I would say it's probably better than Freddy's Dead, to be honest with you, in some instances. I've got the score on vinyl for the television show that Fred Mullen did, and it's awesome. I'll have to do a vinyl rip of that for Radio CHH. I'll do the main theme. But there's a box set, as you can see. We'll look at that in a minute. That's the box set. But before that, I was getting these off of eBay. The show had been released. They released them in individual sets for each season. There were 3 seasons of the Friday the 13th TV show. Here's season 1. And on the front, they get all kinds of trinkets and stuff from the antique shop. There's a little Halloween jack-o'-lantern right there. And in here you get all the discs. They look pretty poor. I want to say that they shot these. I wouldn't even be surprised if they shot them on like those big tapes back in the day. I don't think they can be remastered for a Blu-ray or anything like that. If there's any chance of them getting cleaned up a little bit better, that would be cool. But, you know, these are still really cool. Here's season 2. And look, there's all, like, if you look at, there's all kinds of trinkets. There's another jack-o'-lantern right there. But yeah, season 2. This one had John D. LeMay still in it from Jason Goes to Hell. Here's all the discs in it. Some fun episodes in here. There's actually, like I said, this one's really spooky, this show. I liked it a lot. And the theme is great. And then the 3rd season where John D. LeMay left and this guy, I forget the actor's name, replaced him. He wasn't bad at all, though. But like I said, if you can watch some of these, there's some good stuff, some creature feature stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in this show. It's just poor quality to watch. Poor-ish quality, I should say. But very charming nonetheless, and Fred Mullen did a great job with the sounds of it. So before the box set came out, I had this, and I could never bring myself to get rid of them because I just liked them so much. So I have all 3 seasons in individual cases, which some of you guys probably may prefer, to be honest with you. But, you know, we'll look at the other set in a minute, and that probably is what's still readily available. All right, here's a few bootlegs. Freddy's Nightmares. I have a number of bootlegs. I've got this one that my buddy Kyle made for me. And it's funny because in bootleg fashion, he put the remake Freddy on there, which is just funny. And it's the complete series, 2 seasons, 44 episodes, upscaled as best they could. I think they're 720p. They look okay. Better than Tubi. A little bit better than Tubi. Here's another one he made me. And this complete series here, got all the discs in there for the show. Yeah, I mean, if you want this on physical media, I think you're just going to have to bootleg it. It just is what it is. And I got this from my friend Dan over at Flesh Wound Features. This is the best of the series. And it's got all of them as well. So I have a number of ways I own Freddy's Nightmares. I kind of collect them, to be honest with you. It deserves a nice box set, DVD box set, the way Friday the 13th does. Like I said, Paramount, as always, people can give Paramount crap for milking Friday the 13th and constantly releasing it a lot. I look at the coin the other way. I say they always give you the availability to own these films. So you very well still be able to buy these seasons of the show if you want separately, and then you can get the box set. But the fact of the matter is, I'm so happy that we have the availability of it. This is one of my favorite box sets I own. So I was watching it while I was gathering all my stuff. Supernatural. It's a show about the Winchester brothers and their demon ghost hunters. You fall in love with the brothers. They're great. They have great camaraderie. It's a great show. It's really, really, really good. It's lasted from 2005 to 2021. And this is the Blu-ray box set for the show. If you're a big fan of the show, you know how great it is. And I got into it way, way late. And in this box set, it's very, very heavy. The top slides off. It's a really nice box set. You get, obviously, every season of the show on Blu-ray. And you get a fun booklet. And then you get a special bonus making of Blu-ray of, after... I think it might be exclusive to this set. Like, it's like documentaries about filming the last season and things like that. And if you're a big fan of the show, I'd say wait to see if you can get this on sale again. But it's a really awesome show. I think horror fans would love it, and it's very addicting. And it's something I revisit a lot, as you can see. Creighton Duke from Jason Goes to Hell is actually in the episode I'm watching right now. So, that should tell you something. We kind of talked about this before, but The Hitchhiker Show, if you can find this, I loved it. It's got a really creepy theme. Look at the cast. It speaks for itself. Helen Hunt, William Dafoe, Gary Busey, Kirstie Alley. So, yeah, I mean, I like it a lot. Margot Kidder. I'd like to find the second season if I could. I think somebody said on the last video that there was one. So if that's the case, I need to try to get my hands on that. But I do love The Hitchhiker. Always look for this if you can find it. Here's the Addams Family collection, the complete series from the 60s. Just a fun show. I like the Addams Family. I was always an Addams Family guy over a Munsters guy. And I really love the Addams Family movies from the early 90s. But this box set's nice. You just get 3 DVD cases. Very simple. I like that. Some of those Mill Creek TV shows, they're packaged poorly. A lot of them are in little plastic envelopes just stacked on top of each other. Like I have Roseanne, and they're just stacked on top of each other. And it's kind of hard to keep up with, to be honest with you. Okay, let's do this next, guys. One of my favorite shows of all time, Tales from the Dark Side, the complete series. Yeah, this is George Romero, executive producer. Now, Tales from the Dark Side is my favorite TV series of all time, which may come as a surprise. I think it has the creepiest theme song. It'll keep you up at night. A lot of legends worked on the show. Tom Savini did one of my favorite designs he ever did in anything he ever worked on, and that's the attic monster thing right there. Look at that. It's creepy. I love Tales from the Dark Side. I love the movie too, the anthology. It's probably, it could be my favorite horror anthology coming up soon. Like, the more I will revisit it, I love it. But the show had some really cool episodes. There are, of course, a lot of duds in here. Of course. I'm not jaded. But when Tales from the Dark Side hits, it hits. And it's really, really fun to watch late at night, in the wee hours with the lights off. And the theme, when it hits, it'll creep in the room. Just go. I did a short for it. If you go to my shorts, you could find it. The theme song. There's a guy talking to you with this creepy music. But this should still be available, and it comes with a slipcover, but I damaged mine, and then I was like, I don't care, and I kind of like it without the slipcover. But Tales from the Dark Side is, I think, the best horror TV show ever made, over anything, over Freddy's Nightmares, over Tales from the Crypt. I love Tales from the Crypt, but I think Tales from the Dark Side is the spookiest. I just love it. It's the most charming, spookiest show to me. So, if you can go online, this should still be available, maybe on Amazon. I really recommend it, and going in and watching some of these, because, like I said, the legends worked on these, and Tom Savini did some awesome work. I go look up that thing. It's just type in Tales from the Dark Side, Tom Savini monster, and you'll see it, and it's creepy. It's creepy. So yeah, I love Tales from the Dark Side. It's my favorite TV show. Going back to Friday the 13th again for a second, guys. So the show got repackaged and sold at Walmart's, and it came in this case, the complete series Friday the 13th. I'm sure if you're interested in this and you see this, you'd probably want it with the slipcover. And it does have a slipcover on it. So maybe you'll have to go on eBay if you want to get it, or if you don't care. I get it. But yeah, I decided to grab this because I do collect, and I collect all things Friday the 13th physical media as much as I can. So it should be no surprise that I also got this. But I actually prefer the packaging of the other ones because they just stay in the cases a lot easier. Whereas this one, it's just stacked. And the thing that's weird about it is like it doesn't even really connect in there. It just sits in here. And then you've got, one disc that just is in the back right there. So it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. But one thing that's nice is you get the episode listings on here. And you get them in the back too. So if there's an episode you kind of like and you remember the name of it and you want to revisit it, you can easily look on here. You don't have to Google it. You can just literally look on here and you can see the episode listings. And there's a cool shot of John D. LeMay right there. But I like this show. I know it's probably not cool for me to say it, considering I'm a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan, but I actually think that the Friday the 13th show hits better more frequently than the Freddy's Nightmare show did. And I think it's just got a better theme song, too. So I like watching some of these sometimes. Sometimes I'll just put on I like to surprise myself. I'll just kind of flip through and grab a disc and put it in if I'm cleaning the house or whatever. And I love putting stuff on like this or Tales from the Dark Side. Like I said, I think this is the best show. I'll grab it. Sometimes I'll grab a disc, and if I'm cleaning the house and doing dishes or whatever, or if I'm working graveyards for the 2 weeks that I do, and I'm up late at night and I'm just cleaning the house, and I'll put this on, and it's so creepy late at night. But the old school fans, they know how fun these are. I mean, you gotta have these in your collection to catalog it. Even if you don't really love these when you watch it, I think you would appreciate just cataloging them in your physical media collection. And who knows, maybe these will go out of print one day and they won't even be available. So I think it's worth having some of these. I really do. And I never talk about the TV shows. All you ever hear me probably say is I don't have time for it. And the truth is I don't. But if I do happen to see something I really like and it becomes a part of my bloodstream, I love revisiting it. Now, these are the Tales from the Crypt releases. Now, I think you can get this in an actual box set. And I think it's at Walmart sometimes. I want to get that just because the box set comes in a box, like an actual box set. Now, I got these before that came out. So it'd be cool if I could just buy the actual box set to stick these in. But this is the fan favorite show for sure. And I like all the artwork that they did for these. Here's this backwards. Let me do it like this. They did a really good job on these and made them all colorful and fun. Here's season 1. Has this is world famous, the Santa Claus Killer Santa episode. I think like Cavity Colors and maybe Fright Rags or whatnot. They've done T-shirts for that episode. It's such a fan favorite. Season 2. And these have little pullouts. And this is the only first 2 seasons is the way they package these, where you have pullouts in here and they look like comic books, and they've got art in them. There's Demi Moore. Her episode is great. And they packaged them like these, and they stopped doing that after this second season. I guess either they get complaints about it. Patricia Arquette's on the back here too. I forget how many stars were in the show. I mean, this show in the first couple seasons was pandemonium. And then you had like Morton Downey Jr., who has my all-time favorite episode on here. Has my all-time favorite episode on Tales from the Crypt. I don't know if it was that season. But everybody was in these. Kyle MacLachlan, I'm looking on the back and seeing him here. Here's season 3. And this is when they started doing these slim cases for these. Arnold Schwarzenegger directed one. Michael J. Fox directed one. Everybody was involved. Everybody, and everybody. There's Alice Cooper. There's one with Alice Cooper. Well, I don't think Alice is in it, but they're playing Poison, and they got posters for Trash all over. Iggy Pop performs in season 2, I believe, and it's crazy because it really looks like a concert where Iggy Pop's performing, and he's going nuts. And this was during the Brick by Brick tour, which was an incredible record. There's a complete 4th season. I like the blue on that. Helen Griswold, Beverly D'Angelo, she was a vampire, which was great. In that one, I'm remembering a lot of these when I look at the back. Look, John Stamos is back there. Everybody was in these. Here's the 5th season. This is the fan favorite show, and a lot of people will tell you this is the best horror TV show, and it's hard to argue. I truly get it. I'm just an old soul, and I think that's why I like Tales from the Dark Side the most. And here's the complete 7th season, which is not bad. You would think the show would really be lackluster by this point, but I remember there being some gems in this one. But that's the last season. This was 1995 or 6, I think, and then they did the movies. They did Demon Knight and they did Bordello of Blood. And last but not least, this is a bootleg. This is going to spark a memory for somebody. Nightmare Cafe. This lasted half of a season, I think. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 or 7 episodes. And I watched a little bit of this. I need to find more time to finish it. It's really not bad, but I think Wes Craven might have produced this, if memory serves. And Robert Englund's in it, but it was cool. You know, let me read a little bit back of this. So Frank and Faye find themselves in a mysterious all-night cafe following a brush with death. But they soon learn that they did in fact die and have been brought back to life by the cafe. Frank and Faye are given the opportunity to correct something in their lives that went wrong the first time, and upon their success, they stay on as the cafe's new cook and waitress. With the aid of Blackie, the enigmatic owner of the cafe, Frankie and Faye find themselves dispensing hot coffee, daily specials, justice, and second chances to the many imperiled and troubled souls that the cafe is somehow able to attract as it travels from place to place. It was really kind of cool seeing this, and I don't know why it didn't survive, it didn't last. Maybe, you know, this was I think this was 89, so maybe there wasn't room for another show like this when Tales from the Crypt came along. But I think that Tales from the Crypt was HBO, I think. So this, I can't remember if this was going to be on broadcast or not, but they went for it. You know, I remember watching the first 2. I remember watching the pilot and Dying Well is the Best Revenge, and like they gave it hell, you know, but it didn't last. So this will probably never see any sort of light of day unless you get a bootleg. But it's a piece of history, and Robert Englund's in it, so. And he's the owner of the cafe, so yeah. So that's some stuff on physical media for TV, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Just kind of a chill video, but I like a lot of this stuff, guys. I like, you know, popping these on and just it's comfort. It's comfort. It's relaxation. It's bits and pieces. It'll really set the mood, and it's fun to put it on and just chill out, take a nap with. Not that I'm saying like you watch this to go to sleep, but they become friends. They become old friends. So Tales from the Dark Side and Friday the 13th, the show, hearing that music, dun 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 dun, like for Friday the 13th, it just becomes like a pat on the back. Like, hey, take it easy, let's take a load off and just chill and vibe out. And I love it, guys. So I really recommend getting some of those and just trying them, especially for the younger people that maybe not even heard of those before. Like, oh, there was a Friday the 13th show. But anyway, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this. No cuts, no edits on this. Just want to chill out and just do a fun, relaxing video. I love you guys. Let me know your favorite horror TV show and some of your favorite episodes from these. I'd love to know. Thank you guys for watching this. Please subscribe if you haven't and drop a comment on this video and drop a like if you don't mind. My name's CHH, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.